These aren't bike parts. What am I doing here? I must be lost.
Hey folks, and welcome to Bangkok. That's right, I am not on my bike today. I'm in a car. I got a ride up here to Bangkok to the Bangkok Motor Show. And that's where we'll go to see a customized motorbike competition. So yeah, I got a ride up here, and I'll explain the rest along the way.
We're off to the big city today, Bangkok. And going with my buddy Rudy from My Time Musashi Motorbikes here on Soy Bacow. There's a competition for custom idea motorbikes, and we might see something we like. Lots of crazy stuff. So we'll take a look and see what they got. See all the creations, the custom creations and ideas. So off to Bangkok. A lot of traffic getting here today. It's a Saturday, but it's probably going to be the busiest day of the show. And I think some of that might have to do with the competition. That's why we're here. But that's not going to start till about 6, so we got some time to look around.
My friend want to tell you my partner for seat is #1 in Thailand for seat for motorbike.
K-Speed?
No. Not K-Speed, it's Noivadan.
So it was great coming here with Rudy. He's kind of an old hand at this. I think this is his 11th year for this competition. So showed me around and introduced me to some of the other creators here. And I'll show you what's going on. So their display here has two sides. On the left side over here are Groms, Grom 125, formerly the MSX 125. It's a small motorbike. And on the right side here are the CT 125s, or the Hunter Cubs. They're on the right side right here. So that's what we got going on.
So there's supposed to be 20 Groms, 20 CT 125s. It's a kind of a consortium of 40 shops. They're all sponsored by H2C, Honda. They get the bikes early. They're the first ones to get the bikes. They got 1 month. They got 30 days. 30 days to build the bike. However, they threw a little monkey wrench into the equation this year. They didn't get some of the parts because they have to incorporate certain parts. They didn't get those till 1 week before the show. So some of these are made on a little bit of a shorter schedule than normal. But we'll see who's going to win. I'm not going to tell you to the very end. Let me know which one you think's the winner, which one you like. And I don't know. I hope my buddy Rudy wins, but he doesn't think he will this year because he missed the day here. You have to show up for certain days. But at any rate, I think his bike's nice enough to win. All comes down to personal for me. I'm not judging which one is actually the best custom, just the one I like the most.
So yeah, Rudy showed me around some of the kind of more intricate ones here. This one, it's a CT 125 with a noodle maker on the back. Can ride around the streets of Tokyo, make and sell noodles, I guess, on this thing. That's the concept. So maybe you get the idea of some of these far out customs. This one's like a little fire engine. You can respond to a little fire, and you got a pump back there, and maybe put the fire out. So all original ideas, highly customized. This guy over here is maybe the fisherman's friend. You got fishing rods mounted on the back, looks like a cooler there for your catch, and nets. And you know, everything is touched on the bike, and they even put a tackle box up front. I love that. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. We'll look at the CT 125s over here first, the Hunter Cubs. This is like a camping version. You got your tent and all that. A lot of these just expound upon the adventure bike type format, and some they just turn into something else or highly customize. Another camping bike maybe. But I couldn't help walking through here and kind of judging for myself and pretending I was the judge and which one I thought would win. Look at this fat tire on this guy. Really well done there. So many possibilities. But I'll show you the ones that I picked here in a minute after we kind of take a brief overview. That's the gentleman that makes the seats that we met a minute ago. That's his seat on there. So some of them customize more than others, I guess. This one's a trials bike. Really sold that too. One of my favorites here. It really looks like a trials bike out of a Hunter Cub. Even the big sprocket on the back. So, gotta love this thing. I mean, I wouldn't ride this, but they turned it into a mini bike, almost like a Honda Zoomer, something like that, with the little fat tires, and really looks nice. So. But this is a kind of an adventure bike, and some people just expounded upon that. And some made cafe racers. You'll see as we progress through here, there's reoccurring themes. Some have made scramblers. I kind of like that black one there. It looks pretty sharp. Now, let's go over and look at the Groms. And there's 20 of those as well, and you'll see the same thing. They've made all kind of different street machines out of these. All beautiful. Mega. I wonder if that's like Mega Man from the video game. I don't know. This one over here looks like it's actually made out of wood. They really sold that on the paint job. I was fooled. I really thought it was wood. This one here, very nice. Kind of an adventure bike. Turned a Grom into an adventure bike. Now this one's Rudy's right here. He made a scrambler, and he really hit all the marks there. I really think he sold that as a Grom version of a scrambler. It looks like maybe some of the other folks down here had a similar idea, but in terms of really selling the idea of turning a Grom into a scrambler, I think he did a wonderful job. Somebody's made a motard down here. I think here again, I think it really looks like that. So, like I told you, I'm going to pick my favorite of the Grom and of the CT125, and I'll show you what that is. Little cafe, kind of a retro cafe racer there. And this one looks like a drag bike, even with a little NOS tank as an exhaust outlet. Fascinating. So this guy's made a motocross bike. More on that in a minute. And an adventure bike and so forth. You get the idea. But some of these really, they've taken a kind of a bland looking motorbike like a Grom and really turned it into something special. A lot of carbon fiber on this one. So some of these shops have specialties, and I think they try to showcase their specialties along the way in their creations here. But this is what a standard Grom looks like, just like you would buy at the Honda dealership.
I think that's one of the more creative ones. Kind of made a HRC sport bike out of a CT125. Really well done. It works with the white wheels. That one's probably got my vote for the CT125s. As far as the Groms go, I don't know. I'm kind of partial to this guy. They made it look like a Honda motocross bike, something like what I just bought. But this one's nice too. But I just think for a Grom, I think the way they designed that, I don't know. I just think it was one of the more creative ways to go. And it's totally believable as a motocross bike out of a Grom. There you go. We'll take a look at some other stuff while we're here because the judging doesn't start for a while. But there's lots to look at. But this right here is where I came. It's like a candy store for bikeaholics. I'll take this one. Let's go over to Kawasaki. So ordinarily, I wouldn't give a bike like this a second look. But it's a 250 four-cylinder. And what they've done in the past, they've taken their sport bike concepts and made what's called naked bikes. So if they made a 250, took off those handlebars, made it more streetable, made it like an upright riding bike with that screaming four-cylinder 250cc engine, that would be something appealing. This not so much, but it's a start. And who knows, they might make it. They've done it before, they've done it lots of times. I've never quite understood Moto Guzzi with that kind of transverse mounted V-twin with the whole head sticking out like that. If you've ever had one, let me know. I've always been worried about it getting real hot and feeling that heat really right up against your knee. So I don't know, I've never ridden one. But that's what my fear's always been, I don't know. Been a lot of hubbub about that one. Meteor 350. It's like 150,000. I thought I saw the advertisements a lot cheaper than that, but if you haven't seen them, that's what it costs, so about $5 grand for a 350 single cylinder, a little bit of a retro bike. There's been a lot of interest in that from people I know. Here's a yellow one.
So let's play a game with this one. Don't fixate on the brand or anything. Just look at what you get here. This is a brand new V-twin 250cc belt-driven LED lights. Very nice fit and finish. Beautiful seat. Guess how much you think this is worth? Let me know in the comments. I mean, you can do US dollars. You can do Thai baht. Whatever you want to do. Nice drag bars on there. Just what do you think a fair price for this bike is? It's a decent amount of bike you get there. So let me know, but I'll tell you in a minute. Last chance to pause, but here we go. 109,000 baht. That's just under 3,500 US dollars. Not bad.
I know it's Chinese, but it's a V-twin 250 for about 10-15,000 baht more than a PCX. All right, I guess we'll go over to Harley Davidson. Oh, what's that? You guys don't want to see Harley over here? Let's go. These aren't bike parts. What am I doing here? I must be lost.
So enough looking around already. It's time to get down to business. It's about 6 o'clock, and the trophies and awards are about to be given away. These nice trophies here, all the winners will receive one of those. And I should add, each prize also is valued at 60,000 baht. So there's all our hopeful contestants there, Rudy amongst them. And if you'll notice, he's the only foreigner in the bunch. That's kind of an honor, to say the least. But everybody came up first, and they gave him like a little laminated placard of their creation. There's Rudy's, and that way they at least have that for a keepsake, if nothing else. So about half the people here will end up getting a trophy. They started with the Groms, and that's this young man. And if you remember, we looked at this earlier. He made it like an adventure bike. Really good job. I don't know if I care for the gas can hanging off the back too much, but it was a very well done project. There are all the Grom winners, and next up was the CT125 winners. And this man here, he's one of the big winners. And guess what? It's the one that I picked earlier. If you remember, I picked this white one. I believe this was his. And there it is. Really, really done up really nice. Kind of reminds me of like a kind of bike like my Yamaha, maybe the CB400, kind of in that vein, kind of a street sport naked bike. But there are all the winners. I would add there are really no losers. Rudy didn't win this day, but I think they're all champions in my book. So good to be back home. It was a long day going through that Motor Expo 2020. I'm not sure if that was postponed. I believe it was supposed to have been last May, but either way, glad I finally got to go. And a big thanks out to Rudy for letting me tag along and showing me around a little bit. That was great. But yeah, I saw a couple things that I liked there, not the least of which was a Triumph 650 3-cylinder, built here in Thailand, so very reasonably priced at around $300,000. So more to come. We'll look at some other stuff next time. But I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.